On Saturday, July 25th, the Seattle Seahawks took a huge step in trying to return their defense to the same success and glory that they went through during the 2012-2013 seasons when they had the outspoken Legion of Boom backing their defense. Although there truly is no replacement to the Legion of Boom that was in Seattle a few years ago, Jamal Adams is somewhat of a good replacement for a player like Cam Chancellor, as he has also shown the ability, like Cam Chancellor once did, to fill in the box as somewhat of a fourth linebacker slash just hybrid safety who's able to not only make plays in the passing game, but also able to get after the quarterback as well as make plays in the running game. The Seattle Seahawks traded for another safety by the name of Quandre Diggs last year, who somewhat filled the role of Earl Thomas as being a over-the-top safety who's not only able to make plays in the passing game, like I said with Jamal Adams, but also just be able to be as rangy as possible, being able to make plays from sideline to sideline. The most outspoken member of the former Legion of Boom, Richard Sherman, had his pretty much spot taken by third-year player Shaquill Griffen, and as I said, in his third year last year, he earned his first Pro Bowl nod and led the team in pass deflections with 13. The Seattle Seahawks defense is still anchored by their mainstays at linebacker with Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright, who, like many other players who have come through the Seattle Seahawks organization that have had success, not only are able to make plays on one side of the ball in terms of either the run game or the passing game, but they're able to make plays in both, as Bobby Wagner has shown the ability to pick off the ball as well as lead the league in tackles. Throw in the addition of rookie linebacker Jordan Brooks, and this Seattle Seahawks defense looks like it's ready to repeat the same success that they had in 2012 when they took down the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl and dominated pretty much every single offense that they faced that season. Even though there really truly is no way to replace the Legion of Boom that was in Seattle a few years ago, the three players that they have brought in to replace the Legion of Boom have pretty much been, if not satisfactory, they've exceeded any expectations that any players have had in terms of replacing their predecessors. And now with Jamal Adams in the fold, the only true weakness that the Seattle Seahawks show is the ability to get after the quarterback, and even with an addition like Jamal Adams, their ability to get after the passer is improved, and if they're able to bring back Jadeveon Clowney or add someone like Everson Griffen, who is still a well-known and well-proven veteran commodity on the free agent market, they will be able to probably even exceed what the Legion of Boom did a few years ago. And not only does Jamal Adams add to the short-term success that the Seattle Seahawks might be able to endure, Jamal Adams is a young player and could possibly be the type of player that the Seattle Seahawks are able to build around in terms of having long-term success as well. Even trading away their first-round draft picks as well as a third-round pick in 2021, the first-round picks don't really mean much to the Seattle Seahawks, seeing as though they usually end up trading out of their first-round slots as well. And even in the past few years that they've kept their first-round picks, they haven't really been able to hit on a player in the first round with much success. And, you know, guys like Rashad Penny really have not been able to step in as a first-round type player in general for the Seattle Seahawks. And even though the Seahawks traded away a good vet in Bradley McDougald who played the strong safety position, they will be replacing him with an all-pro player in Jamal Adams who probably will be able to at least match, if not exceed, the production that Bradley McDougald showed last year for the Seattle Seahawks organization. The only real downside for the Seattle Seahawks when you look at their trade for Jamal Adams is the thought that maybe they might not be able to sign him to a contract extension. Jamal Adams has gone out of his way to express that he wanted a contract extension with the New York Jets, and when they didn't show that they wanted to give it to him when he had 3 more years left on his contract, he went out to social media and he went out to many outlets to express his distrust with the organization and his disinterest with the organization in general. Ultimately, the frustration that he showed within the organization is what led to him being traded to the Seahawks, and it could end up down the road leading to a frustration between him and the Seattle front office as well. But the Seattle Seahawks have been known to take care of their players and, you know, bring contract extensions to the players that are worthy of it and who show that they are worthy of, I guess I'm saying the same thing here, but the players that who are able to show that they're worthy of contract extensions before their contract is up. I honestly would say that Jamal Adams, seeing as he is coming off of an all-pro year, he probably is worthy of a contract extension at this point in his career, but the Seattle Seahawks still might wait another year or so before they decide to put pen to paper in terms of bringing Jamal Adams back to the team for multiple seasons. But again, they also could just flat out give him the contract extension now, seeing as he is coming off of an all-pro season. However, seeing as Jamal Adams is still in his mid-20s, I do see the Seattle Seahawks being able to get a contract extension done that not only keeps him in the fold for this elite window that the defense is probably going to see right now, he's going to be the backbone of this defense for many years to come, as well as guys like Bobby Wagner and Shaquill Griffen. Now, for the New York Jets, this really is almost another reset button that the organization has had to hit throughout the many previous years. Whether it's hitting the reset button on a quarterback when they drafted Sam Darnold, or it's hitting the reset button when they brought in a new head coach. It seems like they've been hitting the reset button way too many times the past few years, and Jamal Adams, maybe he's the last time they hit the reset button, but the trade does give them many options in terms of trade value. They are able to bring in a replacement with Bradley McDougald, even though he probably is not, I won't even say probably, he's not the same player that Jamal Adams is. He never will be, but Bradley McDougald at least gives them a solid option to replace him with, at least in this first season. Also adding another pick in the first round of the 2021 and 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Jets will be able to add as many playmakers as possible and try to get this team as talented as possible around new quarterback Sam Darnold. The team in general has really suffered through a lot of controversy, whether it's with Sam Darnold, Le'Veon Bell, Adam Gase, Jamal Adams. There's just been a lot of controversy for this team, and I think they're just trying to get rid of as many outspoken voices as possible that aren't with the organization in terms of, being whatever it is. It seems like they're trying to get as many outspoken voices out as possible, bring in as much young talent as possible, and try to hit the reset button again and see where they can get this team around Sam Darnold. However, shipping out a guy like Jamal Adams, I don't think is really the right move, seeing as though their offense was towards the bottom of the league even when Sam Darnold was in the lineup, and their defense, they really had no choice but to be bad, as seeing as though their offense turned the ball over a lot and they really just didn't put their defense in many good positions. I would almost guarantee that 2019 is not going to be the only season that Jamal Adams earns a first-team All-Pro selection in the NFL. However, when they get rid of him, they get rid of a voice who is going to be outspoken against not only the coaches but the front office. And I guess getting rid of him gets rid of a headache that they want to avoid. And maybe that's a good idea for them, but I don't see getting rid of an all-world talent like Jamal Adams. I just don't see that working out well for the organization, and it's not really going to be a move that I think is going to be perceived well by the fans. Seattle Seahawks fans, on the other hand, are going to embrace Jamal Adams. I live about 2 hours away from Seattle. I know how many fans embrace guys who have come to the organization lately, guys like Josh Gordon when Marshawn Lynch came back, guys like Jadeveon Clowney. This organization, these fans that are in Seattle, love to embrace guys who come from situations that were hard on them, were hard for the organization, whatever it is. They love to embrace guys who have gone through a tough situation, and Jamal Adams is one of those guys. With all of that being said, that's going to be the video for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. If you didn't, make sure you hit the dislike button. Any feedback from you guys at this point is much appreciated. If you did like the video and you like the content that I put out, make sure you hit subscribe. If you think there's anything I forgot to talk about in this video, make sure you leave a comment down below. I try to get back to as many of you guys as possible. And like I said, that's going to be the video for me. I will try to come out with another video as soon as possible. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.